Utah protesters are insane. All right, let's see how they are in my home state.
What is going on here in Utah? All right, let's talk to this guy. What are you doing? Why? Jeez, what is going on? Hey, they're outrunning her. Oh, she's coming.
There you go.
It acts more like a receiver that tunes into frequencies and energies beyond anything our physical senses can detect. In this model, the body becomes an avatar that limits how much of what information we can access. With specific techniques including deep meditation, altered states, and what they referred to as hemi-sync, the CIA believed people could tap into hidden layers of existence. Astral projection, out-of-body experiences, and heightened awareness were treated as legitimate possibilities, not fantasy. And this was coming from intelligence agencies and scientists who normally approach everything with intense skepticism. If they devoted years to exploring the idea that consciousness can operate beyond the physical body, it raises a much bigger question. How much of their findings could actually be real?
The new documentary, The Age of Disclosure, 34 senior U.S. officials, including current Secretary of State Marco Rubio, discuss an alleged 80-year cover-up of non-human intelligent life. The film suggests that global powers have attempted to reverse engineer alien technology. These officials report unexplained phenomena over military installations, implying that the government may have concealed evidence of extraterrestrial encounters. Rubio states, "We've had repeated instances of something operating in the airspace over restricted nuclear facilities, and it's not ours, and we don't know whose it is." The documentary reveals that some officials have seen non-human craft and beings firsthand, highlighting the potential dangers.
South Korean police say 4 men have been arrested for hacking more than 120,000 internet-connected cameras and using the footage to create sexual content for a porn site hosted overseas. The cameras were found in homes, shops, gyms, karaoke rooms, a Pilates studio, and even a gynecology clinic. According to the BBC, 2 of the suspects alone were responsible for 62% of the videos uploaded to the site this year. 3 others were arrested for buying or viewing the content. Authorities have identified victims at 58 locations and helped them secure their devices. The case highlights the vulnerability of widely used IP cameras, baby monitors, pet cams, and home security devices that stream daily life inside private spaces. These cameras connect to the internet, and many users never change the factory default passwords, making them easy targets. Hackers often use public databases that catalog devices online, then try common logins like admin or 1234 to break in. Police say one suspect hacked 70,000 cameras to create 648 videos, while another accessed 63,000 cameras for 545 videos. All of the compromised devices reportedly had weak or unchanged default passwords. Stolen footage circulates on both the dark web and ordinary websites. South Korea is working with other countries to shut down the platform, though links often reappear. A similar case surfaced in Italy in September, when cybersecurity firm Yerex discovered a portal streaming hacked cameras across Europe, including in France, Germany, and Ukraine. To reduce the risk, cybersecurity agencies advise users to change default passwords immediately and keep camera software updated.
Why do you want to run? Jeez, now she's kicking.
You guys support Trump?
I voted for him, yeah.
Why?
Why?
He's smoking over.
Put the back up first. Jeez, back up! Trying to buy property in 2025 is too expensive, so I created a time travel machine so you can go back in time and buy property for us back when it was affordable. What? Did you not hear? Do you want me to say all that again? No, I heard. I just don't understand. Like, if you have the ability to create a time travel machine, how are you not rich enough to buy a house? Like, surely your ability to engineer an impossible scientific feat should be monetizable. It seems odd that with the skill and the knowledge and ability you have, that the only way you can make money from it is to send me back in time to buy property when it was cheaper. Like how does that make sense? And why wouldn't you send me back in time to, like, invest in Apple or something? Like, it's the premise of the video. Just go. Well, yeah, you're right. Property was much cheaper back then, but I don't know, you're on about $40,000-$50,000. I could get them for $1. You were able to buy houses for $1? Houses? Where's the property? Oh, they're long dead by now.
Oh, when you have zero situational awareness. Okay, homie. Manager, to sell cars, you have to attract new customers. Say less. Oh my. Somebody's gonna get into a new truck today. Oh, she's slaying. Period. Look at that braid dragging on the ground.
It's not fun to live your life like this on a Saturday.
I'm glad you know what's best for my life.
But why are you wasting your Saturday? Trump's the president.
You're hysterical. It's sad.
What do you mean?
You are so young, so naive, and so pathetic.
Well, how?
What it is.
But you're not telling me how. You want to have these big names and then you want to walk away. That's another example of what's wrong with these Democrats in this country.
A tomb that was sealed for over 2,000 years was opened by scientists. In Egypt's Saqqara necropolis, a while back archaeologists unsealed an ancient sarcophagus which hadn't been touched since before Cleopatra's time. Now inside of this tomb was a mummy, along with 3 other human bodies. But the scary thing was, and the reason this caused so much divide online, is because the 3 human bodies were perfectly preserved, and they were actually inside of this red liquid in the tomb. The strange fluid actually started bubbling as soon as it hit the air, and obviously the archaeologists were like, whoa, what is going on here? Locals actually begged the archaeologists to reseal this place, thinking that it was some kind of curse, and it caused a lot of speculation on the internet, of course. As crazy as the discovery was, and they were still looking into things such as what the mummies were, why these bodies were preserved, along with other crazy discoveries such as them finding a 2,500-year-old hallucinogenic. Sign me up. It did eventually turn out that the liquid in there, this red stuff, was a mix of resin and human decomposition, basically. However, Egypt's Ministry of Antiquities never released the full analysis of what actually went on here, which of course people still speculate to this day.
Alright, so let's decode this one, right? We got the world in the palm of his hands with the torch. We have the wise man with wisdom and knowledge. We have the hermaphrodite, right? Because that's what that is a hermaphrodite. That's why they show it covered at the bottom and the breasts out with the male features, right? That's the gold, right? On top is the Lord God and His sword, right? And over here we have the wheat flour and the feminine, and we have the lady with the baby, the strong man with the wheat and corn, right? Right there. And gratitude. Right here, we're in Des Moines, Iowa. There's a statue. That's ISIS. That's ISIS and her 2 feathers, right? And there's a Statue of Liberty that's over here somewhere too. There's a Statue of Liberty in the same complex, which means it's another one. And I haven't even made it over there yet.
Okay, so this kind of makes me want to get a thermal camera. Wait until you see what this guy detects on his freaking imaging system here, which, by the way, is a pretty penny. I mean, you can't just pick these up on freaking Amazon. Check this out.
Through thermal under white hot. There's a truck. Zoom in on the truck. Let's get our focus.
Nice truck.
Okay. The truck is about 150 yards away. Okay. That's the moon, and we're just gonna start scanning the sky because there's a lot of shit going on that you can't see with the naked eye that I cannot explain. They're not bugs, they're not bats. Here, that's what a plane looks like. Okay, and there's something next to the plane. I don't know what it is. Okay, there goes a shooting star. I think, but you catch my drift. It's like it's like planes falling on a satellite. They're all over the place. Can't see them with the naked eye. No idea what they are. They're freaking. See that one was turned? It's turned. They're not bats.
The reason he said it's not bats, it's not bugs, or satellites, is because satellites it's not a thermal camera that you can see them with. You can see them with your own eye. It looks like a light floating through the sky. Saying you can't see this stuff without the thermal. So, and I will say the two UFO experiences I had, I'm not saying it was aliens. I mean, it could have been government, it could have been military, it could have been Project Bluebeam. But what I saw was something similar to that, except I could see with the naked eye, which was a shot. We're sitting up there, looking into the sky, pitch black at night, and all you see is zoom, zoom. It starts booming around, this thing jumping vast distances in the sky. And then you're watching it for like 5 minutes, and all of a sudden it went zoom, straight up into up, okay, wherever up is. And when it did its final zoom away, a flash of light emanated on it. It was the strangest thing, and of course, what's the explanation for that? It was a weather balloon that was attached to a... I mean, who knows? But something is going on out there that they are not telling us. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.
So instead of thinking in linear time, let's think in layered time. At the bottom, at the very slow speed, we experience prehistory. On top of that, history at a slower speed. And then we have the normal speed, space age. So in this example, we experience 3 time frames at the same time. Everything playing out in the past would be the blue pyramid. Tartarus, Tartaria, matter in the top layer would manifest itself as mud in the underlying layer. And in the second layer, it would manifest itself as stone or fossil. Crater Earth and fossil stories would be in the bottom layer. Everything concerning the mud would be in the second layer. Remember, we are experiencing these 3 timelines at the same time. If you have a normal size at the top layer, you will be a giant at the second layer and a titan at the bottom layer. Giants are depicted on medieval paintings. In one of my videos I found evidence of a titan. This could mean when you stretch time, you are shrinking matter. If there is a blue pyramid pointing downwards, there must be a red pyramid pointing upwards. If there are timelines in the past, there must be timelines in the future. Stories about the great reptilians probably are echoes from the future. If there are titans at the bottom layer, there are probably titans at the upper layer. The gods probably are titans. How would this work? Take Lizzie and the dragons as an example. In the previous video, I showed that in the landscape of Britain you can find 2 dragons. The dragons are in the bottom layer. So let's say that 1 second would be 100 years. Could this be possible? Take a look at microscopic life. How would they experience time? What if we were the microorganisms in a living dragon? A dragon living at a slower speed and therefore manifesting itself to us as a fossil. On top of that you have the medieval buildings. But suddenly, because of this time experience, a new history is appearing in the mud. In other words, these buildings are sliding from the future into the past. In linear thinking, of course, this is impossible. Let's go back to the year 1250, when the Crusaders moved the Banban Stone. In 1250, they rewind history with 450 years. I made several videos about this. But at the same time, I had the feeling that there was another date, 1700, because then you have the rise of the machines. Let's say that in the year 1250, a new timeline was created, from 800 till 1700. That would mean 900 years. This would mean that in 2150, this new timeline ends. So I'm thinking, what if all the layers around the Earth are not air layers, but time layers? What if each layer was a remnant of previous times? Time layer in a time layer in a time layer? So you have the original Earth, then you have reset 1. A reflective layer is created around the Earth. Now the Earth can see its own mirror image. Then something happens. Reset number 2. a second reflective layer is created in the first one. Reflection in reflection. Then a third one is created. Let's say we would have a reset in 2150. What would it be? Every reset, the mirror is moving closer to Earth. So reset 4 would zoom in even more. So reset 1 would give you this reflection, reset 2 this one, reset 3 even closer, and the next reset would give you a very strange planet popping up in our solar system. What a strange planet. And after a while, people start noticing it has this strange X form. Could it be? Nibiru, of course, would be the reflection of our crater, Sirius. Conspiracy theorists in this timeline will notice that the continents are reflected in Nibiru. And in this case, they will be right. If you think you can see them in the moon, well, you're missing a few resets. Makes me wonder what is playing here. It's obvious they are preparing us for the next reset. The end of days. The apocalypse. By now, everybody, except for some crazy conspiracy theorists, believe in the solar system. How hard would it be to persuade people that another planet is entering our solar system? This will be the official explanation. When they start pumping up the story of Planet X, the reset is near. But what will really happen? How are they going to create this event? Where are they going to get this amount of energy?
This advanced base, or space station, will be headquarters for the final ascent to the moon. Our space satellite will have the shape of a wheel.
Yeah, I'm sure it will, Werner. The International Space Station. What is space? When I'm looking again at the images of the space shuttle, it dawns on me that they can only film from the first time layer. Therefore, it will be impossible to shoot videos from the entire Earth. The question is, of course, what are they doing out there?
I love watching stuff like that. It gets your
and because it got crazy. What's scarier than the TikToks we're going to watch today is the fact that 75% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel, so make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe for more scary videos. Thank you.
They say this was an accident, but when a military plane blows up overnight, how is that an accident? I'm confused. Do y'all notice every time something big go down, the people that you're supposed to hear talk the most be the most silent? I be trying to understand, like, why y'all niggas not talking now? This explosion was not just a random accident. I don't care what they talking about. Look at this shit. This happened at the Accurate Energetic System, a plant that happens to make explosives for the U.S. military, y'all. Now, multiple people is presumed unalive.
Someone the other day told me I talk way too much when I do live streams compared to like actual videos. It is what it is, bro. I'm gonna just keep yapping.
So when did they switch out Selena Gomez? Because who the heck is this, y'all? Who is that? Is this what they mean by time is speeding up? Because these celebrities are aging. And why is she so stiff? She can barely move her head. Y'all, this is not Selena Gomez. Who is this? Look at this.
Which one of your songs gets you moving and grooving when you're on your own?
That is not something I do often. You know, I will say when I'm with my sister or we're in the car, sometimes, like Who Says is one of the songs but I was 16 and that's more of a nostalgic feeling, but no.
Why does she sound like she's speaking through a speaker box, right? It sounds like she's speaking through a speaker box, and look at her eyes. I don't know about y'all, but something's not making right. Something's not adding up, man. Look at this. What is going on here? Look at the eyes. It looks put together. Y'all see this? What is Hollywood doing to these people? She looks completely robotic. Oh my goodness. So what's happening here? Is time accelerating? Is that why all these so-called celebrities looking different? I mean, every single one of them is looking different. Is this part of the so-called Mandela effect, man? Like, What is going on? Let me know that in the comments below, y'all. The shit is here. I be telling y'all. Let's get it. Peace in.
We need to talk about Selena Gomez. And no, it's not about Lucas. This goes much deeper. What I am about to show you is how deep of a change Selena has gone through, looking almost unrecognizable to before. See, in elite circles, beauty isn't just an asset, it's a currency. And sometimes, that currency is traded in for something else. Compliance. Hollywood has always had a strange obsession with reshaping its stars. But when someone goes from glowing, expressive, and youthful, too cold, sculpted, and oddly distant, that's not just filler, that's agenda. These transformations break the emotional bond fans have with the star. Suddenly, people feel off. She doesn't look the same. Something's wrong. Exactly. Mission accomplished. Selena Gomez has to perform loyalty to those behind her brand. It's not about being nice. It's about survival.
Yeah, it's like she was saying, I mean, at all. At all. People who survived unsurvivable things. I think we already kind of heard something like that with the people that fell out of the freaking plane at over 10,000 feet and somehow didn't get crippled. I'd say those are one of these type of people.
People who survived unsurvivable things. Jacob Miller. He got shot between the eyes and survived. Tsutomu Yamaguchi. He survived 2 atomic bombs.
That's wild. That's a story for kids.
And Duma Somona fought with a leopard and survived.
It's definitely not unsurvivable.
Ronald Broom survived the electric chair.
Alright, that's crazy.
Dick Williams.
Dick Williams
survived the Titanic.
That was also kind of survivable, I'm not gonna lie.
Alison Bota survived being kidnapped and beheaded.
That's wild. Beheaded is crazy. She almost got beheaded. Just combined with monkeys.
I'm just gonna say it. This shouldn't exist. This place shouldn't be here. Machu Picchu isn't even the only city in the area that's 8,000 feet high. Yana Picchu is even higher. Before we try and explain how they got the rock to do that, you gotta explain why it was a priority to put doorways that go nowhere in the temple. This rock right here is what really gets me though. How do you get that up there? How did they know the same techniques as another culture across the globe? Why is the older stuff more advanced than the newer stuff? I don't see iPhones getting worse. I wouldn't know how to get water up here, but their fountains still work. We only know how they did it because we 3D scanned it. Not only did they know how to get it up there, they delivered it to the citizens via art. No one gives these guys enough credit. They thought these were for food or like grain, grinding grain up. They fill up with water one day and someone notices the angle at which they reflect. They built them to observe sections of the sky during specific times of the year through the windows of the surrounding building. Then we realize the whole place is aligned to the sky, celestial events. Here's the deal, when someone comes in and takes all your stuff, then enslaves your people, they get to write your story and make your people look like idiots. Yep. South America, Africa, India. Strange that they all have some form of this guy. All of them just so happen to have the most unexplainable stuff. Utterly unsatisfactory explanations for what it was, all of which make the natives look inferior. Tell you what doesn't lie, a big old rock.
The dude said history is his story.
Come take a closer look. This whopper isn't what you think it is. Brace yourself. First ingredient, FDA-approved chemical preservatives. Strong enough to keep this thing alive for weeks. Inside, it's pure decay. But with the right chemicals, they make it look brand new. When the meat starts to rot, they just burn it. Not to cook it, but to hide it. As long as it tastes good, who cares? And those grill marks you love? Half the time, they're painted on. Our special blend of ingredients guarantees the perfect Whopper every time. Getting hungry? So after all that, you still thinking about taking a bite?
You're already infected. Brain rot reels.
Yes, this is actually very real. Two castles that look so close together.
Indeed, this is very, very cool. However, I think a lot of people are making up their own stories in their head when it comes to these two castles, so I'll give you guys the basic rundown. The video that you guys just watched was recorded in Northumberland, England, and it shows two old castles that are in close proximity to one another. This one, a little bit larger with a square structure, and this one appearing to be on an island not too far off the coast. The square structure that you guys see is Banbury Castle. This was a settlement and more so a fortress with military ties, whereas the second castle is Lindisfarne. It's a little bit smaller, and this originally was a monastery for monks before becoming a settlement that overlooked this harbor. I know a lot of people thought these castles might have warred with one another, or people might have been in love with each other from different kingdoms, but from what I can tell, that doesn't really seem to be the case, and they're approximately a half-hour drive by car from one another. Still, it's really cool seeing these castles, especially being so close to one another. History is pretty cool.